Hi, I'm Dr. Andrew Miles. This is the part where I'm supposed to tell you, hey, I made this thing, buy it, but I'm not going to. Because even though this tool is something that I've used for the past 15 years, even though it's based on 700 years of continuous use in East Asia, even though it has a tremendous amount of research backing it, I don't know that this is for you and you don't either. So what I'm going to do instead, I love this, but we're going to put this aside for right now. I want to share with you the 3 criteria that I've learned to develop over the years to help people discern and to discern for myself when something is appropriate for me and when it's not. Okay? So there are 3 main criteria that I've used. So if you don't know me, I'm the author of Enlightened Weight, Fibro Bible, host of the Botanical Biohacking podcast. I've run successful clinics in the United States specializing in gut-brain medicine, and I've taught these methods to thousands of practitioners from over 20 countries, okay? That out of the way, look, there are a lot of diseases I'm not good at. Don't come to me for your leukemia. If it has to do with gut stuff, I'm absolutely brilliant, and it's because I have these unfair advantages. Now, back to sharing these unfair advantages. These are the 3 criteria which I've used over the years. The first one, for something to generally be good, right? This is the first biggest BS filter that I have. It has to be both time-tested and scientifically supported. This is so important because there's cutting-edge research that comes out all the time. Research I'm excited about, right? But just because something is scientifically supported doesn't mean that it's good. Let's remember that at one point in US history, it was completely scientifically supported to put morphine into cough syrup. Now, my grandma says that those were fun times to have a cough, but, kids died. That was bad. And then around that time, they were putting cocaine into Coca-Cola. Yeah, can you imagine? Sugar makes kids hyper. Can you imagine giving kids cocaine? Anyway, kids died. They're not allowed to do that anymore. So science alone, over time, is better than new science. We can agree on that. At the same time, I can say, hey, this has been used for 700 years. Some formulas in China, East Asia have been used for 2,000 years continuously. Does that alone mean that they're good? No, I wouldn't say so. It's when there is scientific evidence and tradition together that you have the highest odds of succeeding with something. But that still doesn't mean that it's good for you, right? Because I can find a 2,000-year-old continuously used Chinese formula, and if somebody takes it randomly, it's not going to work for them. And that brings us to the second criteria. The second criteria is they need to tell you when it's not going to work for you, okay? When you go to our website, chorusforlife.com, before you can click the buy button, there are 7 criteria, and I say don't take it. I wouldn't take it if I were you, if you have any of these following conditions. Now, is it dangerous? Not necessarily, probably not. It's a very safe and effective formula generally, right? But clinically, if these questions came up, it either means that it's not appropriate or it hints at a deeper red flag. If you have stabbing pain in your stomach and someone pushes on it and then it feels better than it did before, you need to go to the hospital, all right? That's not the time to try a new supplement. Some of these are red flags, medical red flags. They're there for a reason. If someone's like, hey, that's me, then this is not for you, but the hospital is. Get it checked out. Not trying to scare anybody, just trying to be a responsible human being, okay? So, exclusion criteria telling you when you should not take it. It's what responsible herbalists do. Whether it's one-on-one or whether it's a scale, most important thing is knowing whom it's not good for is a sign, generally speaking, that the person knows what they're doing. If they can't do that, they don't know what they're doing, period, okay? The third criteria is, I've tried different types of natural medicine, and they're like, you need to wake up at 6 a.m. and you need to do this, this, and this, and it requires you to be perfect in order for it to work perfectly. That should set off a BS alarm, okay? For something to work perfectly, it can't require you to be perfect, because we have imperfect days. We all, life happens, right? That's the reality of it. So Why am I even offering this? Because it happens to fit all three of these categories, because this is basically what I've given patients for the first couple of weeks when they've come in to clear up digestion. Digestion can be such a wild card, okay? It can cause inflammation that causes aches and pains. It causes diagnosis to be a liar, all right? Thyroid medication, thyroid levels can be off based on gut balance. Once you take away gut balance as a major factor, everything else clears up diagnostically. So this is why I've leveraged it. This is just like a big cheat code for health, all right? Is it something that you need to take for life? God, I hope not. In fact, I have an email drip that goes out for everybody who buys this, teaching them how not to need this long term, okay? I would prefer to have your referrals than have you dependent on anything, all right? That's just who I am. That's how I've always been, all right? So these are the BS criteria. If it passes this filter, whether it's me, whether it's anything else that you work with, just remember these three, all right? I'm gonna recap for you. 1, tradition and science needs to have both of those. 2, if they can't tell you who shouldn't take it, it's quackery. Number 3, if it requires you to be perfect, it sucks. Get something that doesn't require perfection, right? Thank you. Thank you for listening all the way through. My name is Dr. Andrew Miles. I want you to feel better. Whether it's through me, somebody else, you deserve the best. I'm here to help you get that. So if you don't meet the criteria for this, don't worry, contact me. I'll connect you with somebody more appropriate. All right. Have a beautiful day.